The first reading is Nahum 1:7. The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in him. Second is Matthew 11:28 through 30. Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in your heart, and you will find rest in your souls. For your yoke is easy and my burden is light.
This morning, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Josh Schroder. Josh and I met freshman year during pledging, but it was sophomore that I really got to know him better. It was really when we pulled an all-nighter trying to write 20 pages for a history paper. And through the years, just through our history classes and just being involved in similar activities, it's been great to get to know him and to have a friend that shares the same interests, basketball, soccer, just all sports, but faith as well. And it's great to be able to talk to him about that. And he exemplifies it not just in his chapel trips and trips to Jubilee, but just in all aspects of his life. And I look forward to seeing what he has to share today.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank all my friends and family, brothers in the fraternity, and faculty for coming to hear me. It means a lot. When I first started thinking about a topic, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to speak about, and I felt this way leading up through last week. Not to mention that, but last week and this week I had a lot of work to do with my rough draft and capstone due yesterday. Sean can attest to that. A report in my music class today, a book review, and a bio test coming up on Monday. I was feeling really overwhelmed with all that I had to do and the fact that it seemed to be piling up on me all at one time. I thought that because I was feeling overwhelmed for the past few weeks, it would be a good thing to talk about. Also, with crunch time coming up when we get back from Thanksgiving break, I felt as if more and more people would become overwhelmed with all that they had to do. As college students, I feel it is easy for us to feel overwhelmed, whether it's a big test worth a quarter of your grade, or a paper that is due in 2 days and you haven't started it, or simply just trying to fit in all your daily activities and with your school and friends. Being overwhelmed is something that all of us can pretty much relate to. When I was a freshman, I remember trying to make new friends and balancing college classes, and I found myself stressed out and overwhelmed. As those things settled down, I found new things that would overwhelm me. It seemed like there was always something that was too big for me to handle. I once had a friend tell me that college is difficult because you have 3 main things to do: schoolwork, social activity, and sleep, which it all doesn't sound so bad, but here's the thing he told me: you can only choose 2 out of the 3 per day. At first I thought he was bluffing and that I could balance all these responsibilities and needs at one time, but I found out that he was absolutely correct. It is nearly impossible to perform all 3 of these tasks at your peak performance during the day. And if you add a girlfriend or religious activities to the mix, it's not to mention trying to fit in with a certain group or pressure to act a certain way. All these things can leave you feeling overwhelmed. There's being overwhelmed at school, and then there's another form of being overwhelmed. In 2005, when I was 15 years old, I was more overwhelmed than I'd ever been in my entire life. During that summer, my sister Amy, who attended Westminster College, was in Argentina studying abroad. While in Argentina, she was staying with a host family in a separate edition. Since it was summer here, it was winter down there, and she had her heater on. And one night while she was sleeping, the heater malfunctioned, and it began to pump carbon monoxide gas into her room. The next morning, the host family saw no sign of her at breakfast, which was very uncharacteristic. When they went and checked on her, they found her unconscious and barely breathing. She was rushed to the hospital, and once the doctors examined her, they said with the amount of carbon monoxide poisoning in her lungs that she had a very low chance of surviving. When I had heard what had happened, I was 3,000 miles away taking a school physical for the next year with sports. And when my parents weren't there to pick me up, I knew something was wrong. I asked what was going on, and the person who picked me up said Amy was in an accident, and that's all I knew. When we got home, my parents were running around trying to get their visas updated to get out of the country. And it took me a few hours for things to settle in because I was trying to help them get out of the country and to get to her. Once everything settled down, I was filled with so many different emotions. I was upset, sad, nervous, anxious, but mostly overwhelmed. I'm sure there were more feelings, I just can't remember them. All I remember was praying with my other sisters for Amy, and that was all that we could do. Initially, the doctor said it would take months for her to recover and that she would need to stay in Argentina until she did. They said that she would probably show side effects in the rest of her life, and that she might have trouble speaking or singing, which she loved to do, or even exercising in the meantime. As it turned out, Amy was in a coma for a week. When she woke up, she began to make steps towards her recovery. She could mumble words to my mom and dad, and she could also answer questions that were being asked to her by answering with a fist or squeezing one of my parents' hands. After that, she began to walk with a walker and help from the rehabilitationist. All in all, Amy was able to leave Argentina in 25 days after the initial accident. Now, Amy is 100% free of any side effects other than a few scars on her neck. She lives a completely normal life, teaching 2nd grade at Blackhawk Elementary. This wasn't what was initially expected with the type of accident Amy had. The doctor said she had a more than lethal amount of carbon monoxide built up in her lungs, and that it was a miracle that she lived. For me, this accident showed me a few things about being overwhelmed and how to handle it. In Amy's case, the only thing my sisters and I could do was pray about it. We did that every day until she got back. As we continued to pray for her, the feeling I had of being overwhelmed and being helpless went away as I knew God was in control. It turns out He is, and regardless of what happened to Amy, I know that God is still in control. Because of what happened to Amy, it shows that He has a plan for all of us, and from my perspective, that He can aid us when we are feeling most overwhelmed. I'm not saying that bad things don't happen, or if you're feeling overwhelmed with something and you pray about it, that it will always end positive. However, I feel that if you are overwhelmed, the best thing to do is pray about it and let God take it upon Himself. I know from experience that this works. The point I'm trying to make is with finals coming up, people across the campus will be feeling more overwhelmed than at any other point in the semester. It is important to not let this feeling take control of you. By working hard and preparing, you can make the overwhelming feeling go away. If that doesn't work, you can always ask God to take it away, and personally, He has always done that for me. I'd like to tell everyone happy Thanksgiving and good luck on your finals. Thank you.
We'll invite you to stay seated as we sing this song. Some of you may or may not know it, so hope that you learn it quickly with us.